Halloween Horror Nights 2022 in Hollywood is right around the corner, and for those of you who have just started going, you may not know what the tips and tricks are. So that's why today I bring you my Halloween Horror Nights 2022 survival guide for Universal Studios Hollywood. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Exploring Attractions. My name is Scott, and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. Hey, if you're new here, consider subscribing down below with those bell notifications on, and please, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave it a like. It does help with the channel a whole lot. You can also check out our social media pages on Instagram and on Twitter down below in the description. That's right, everyone, I'm back with my yearly Halloween Horror Nights survival guide. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys the tips and tricks of at least what works for me every single year, whether it be spanning from early entry to how to get everything done to what's the best place to relax at. I'm going to break that all down in today's video. And if you have any other tips and tricks that I missed during this video, make sure to leave them down below in the comments section, because different stuff works for different people. So let me know what works for you down below. Anyways, everybody, let's first start off with tickets. What ticket is best for you? So single night tickets range from a couple different prices, and the website's very helpful because there's an actual calendar that shows different shades of red. Now, the darker shades of red are the ones that are going to be more expensive depending on what date you want to go. This typically spans for the weekend, so it's going to be a lot more expensive on the weekends if you're wishing to go on a Saturday compared to going on a Thursday, which brings me into my next piece of advice. Going on Thursdays are the best days to go. Now, we all know that Halloween Horror Nights is a very, very popular event, and it has gotten more popular over the years, especially with the crowds last year that we saw. It's going to be nuts. This, not to mention that the weekend is officially coming to HHN, causing even more of a bigger crowd and draw to the event. So I highly recommend that you go on Thursdays, because that's typically when you're going to get the lowest wait times. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying that they're going to be extremely low. They're not going to be 5-minute waits. They're still going to be quite long, but wouldn't you much rather wait in a 30-minute line compared to an hour-and-a-half line the next day on a Friday? That's just my best piece of advice for what day to go. Thursdays have typically never really let me down. Same with Sundays here and there, but it seems like over the years, Sundays have started to get crowded as well. So I'd say Thursdays are your best bet. Now, I want to flip back to the tickets real quick. So you can get yourself a single night ticket, and like I said, Thursday would be the best day for that. Or if you're planning to visit multiple times, I'd say even just 3 times going this season, I highly recommend getting the Frequent Fear Pass. Frequent Fear Pass is priced at $200 right now, so you already make your money back essentially when you visit 3 times. Or you can even put it into perspective, if you visit 2 Saturdays, you'd already make your money back essentially. So if you think that you're going to want to go to Halloween Horror Nights this year multiple times, you have to get the Frequent Fear Pass. It's going to save you some money. There are blackout dates on it, but there's not a whole bunch. Typically, it's just super busy Saturdays, and those Saturdays being all of October. But you're not going to want to visit on Saturday because it is extremely crowded and it's extremely hard to walk around on Saturdays. Now, if those are the only days that you can go, then so be it. Buy a single night ticket. But if not, I cannot recommend the Frequent Fear Pass enough. I've gotten it every single year since I've been going to the event, since it's been available, and it has never let me down because I can just visit essentially whenever I want. All right, but let's move into how you're going to get stuff done at the event. Early entry is a huge help. If you don't know what early entry is, it starts off at 5:30. So they start letting you into the park at 5:30. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. They start letting you into the park about 5:15. They give you wristbands, and this comes with any general admission ticket. Now, I know that if you buy a Horror Nights ticket from a third-party website, such as your company website or something, then that does not offer early entry. But if you buy it off the Universal website, you do get early entry included with your general admission. You don't need to pay any extra fees or anything like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to get to the park early. You're going to get to the park about 5 o'clock. They're going to let you in at 5:15 and hand you a wristband. Well, starting at 5:30, some of the select haunted houses are going to be opening up. And John Murdy, official creative director of Horror Nights, has confirmed that the 3 early entry houses this year will be the three in the lower lot: The Weekend After Hours Nightmare, Universal Monsters Legends Collide, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So those are the three that are going to start off the event, that are going to open up at 5:30. Some of them may, trickle down. So it may be like The Weekend 5:30, Killer Clowns 5:45, Universal Monsters 6 o'clock. But those will be the three that are open during early entry, beginning at 5:15 when they let you in the park. Yes, sometimes they do have technical delays here and there, but it doesn't happen too often. I cannot recommend early entry enough. It's essentially free with your ticket, so why would you not get there early? And those are going to be like the lowest wait times. They're still going to be around like 20 to 30 minutes, but they're extremely low compared to what you're going to wait the rest of the night. And that's the best way to make the most out of your ticket, considering that you only have a limited amount of time to explore the event. Now keep in mind, with early entry, it does start off with just essentially 3 haunted houses, but over the run of the season, it seems to be that more and more haunted houses start to open up. So like, I know sometimes the Terror Tram will be a part of early entry, and then of course the 2 Curious George parking lot houses will start to become early entry as well. It kind of just depends on the night. Like, it's completely random, but we do know that it's starting off with the lower lot ones. But that's not to say that even more will be added as the season goes on. And don't worry about missing an opening ceremony or anything, because Murdy actually did confirm on Twitter that there's not going to be a ceremony this year, but there's going to be something else, some form of celebration that happens multiple times during the run of the event on that specific night. He said it's going to happen randomly in the upper lot scare zone, which would be Sideshow Slaughterhouse. Now, we don't know what that is. We don't know if it's going to be some form of ceremony that kind of fits in with that same theme. They just don't want to deem it as an opening ceremony. But my best guess would be it's going to be just some show that they put on for the theme of the scare zone. I don't think it's going to be anything too big. I think it'll just be like a little mini show that will last for like 5 minutes. I want to call it like a celebration, an opening celebration. Let's say that, even though he did say it's going to happen multiple times throughout the night. So for those who have gone in years past and maybe skipped a year and aren't up to date with everything, there is no more opening ceremony. They got rid of that, I want to say like in 2019. It was either 2019 or 2021, but there's no more opening ceremony. It was just a little bit dangerous, not only for obviously the current state of the world, but obviously because people were getting trampled as well as scare actors. So not the safest thing. Now there's a way to actually get free parking when attending Horror Nights this year, and that's if you have a Universal Pass included with parking. So there's some Universal Passes that include general parking. Now the thing about this is, before 6 p.m., you still can use that pass to park for free. But if you get there after 6 o'clock, you're going to be paying the extra $30 or whatever it is to park during Horror Nights. So if you're a pass member, I highly recommend that you get there early so that you can take advantage of your free parking. Because even if you show them that you have a pass after 6 o'clock, they're going to be like, that sucks, you have to pay. So if you want free parking and you're a pass member who actually has free parking on their pass, get there early. It's worth sitting in your car for an extra hour waiting for the event to start, or sitting outside the Universal Archway and waiting for the event to start to save $30, because you're going to want to spend those $30 inside the park on food or merch or anything. That's another big thing, is come prepared to spend a lot of money. They have some new themed bars this year, including a bar themed to the Weekend After Hours Nightmare, so you're going to want to spend money there if you're of drinking age. And then with Orlando, they're putting out tons of different merchandise, so we can only expect for Hollywood to do the same. I mean, this is a lot more merchandise than I've seen over the years that I've been going, so you're going to want to bring some money to spend for merch, food, etc., etc. Let's talk about Express Passes though, because if you're able to afford a Universal Express Pass, it will be a lifesaver. Not only do you get access, front of the line access that is, to all the haunted houses, but you get front of the line access to all the rides and attractions that will be open during the event. The Universal Express Pass is such a huge saver when it comes to saving time and not having to rush everywhere to get every single haunted house done. There's 8 haunted houses houses this year, including a Terror Tram, including the Jabberwockies. So there's going to be lots to do compared to last year's event that was more scaled down due to it being closed, or due to the park being closed for half the year. So I'm telling y'all right now that you're going to want to get yourself a Universal Express Pass if you can afford it, because that'll literally take you to the front of the line, or at least somewhat to the front of the line, for all these different haunted houses. Now, they do have a one-time Express Pass, and they also have an unlimited Express Pass that will offer you unlimited Express throughout the night. So it's not just like a one-time haunted house thing. You can go as many times as you want throughout the haunted houses in RIP tour. RIP tours are special VIP tours that give you a behind-the-scenes look at Horror Nights and kind of give you like their own tips and tricks and their own little like secrets that they know, which also includes a VIP tour guide. But then if you wanted to break off from your group at the end of the night, you get to keep your unlimited Express and use that as you wish. So RIP tours and Universal Express, if you can afford them, you will never have a better experience getting those. Now, if you've never been to Universal, the park itself, and you're going to the actual park for the first time for Horror Nights, then they do have day-night combo tickets where you pay a certain amount of price and you can get in at 2 o'clock and ride some of the rides. However, I wouldn't recommend it as much, as the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is going to be opening up this year for HHN, including Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. So most of the time people want to ride Potter and they try to sneak in during early entry to ride Potter, but no need to do that this year as it will be open during the event. Now, the rides typically have very low wait times, so if you've never been and you've never been on some of these rides, then I highly recommend you take advantage of that as well. Riding the Simpson ride when it has a low wait, riding Jurassic World, that typically is one that gets a little bit busier. I'd say everything in the lower lot gets really busy just because it's so crowded down there, but riding Jurassic World at night is such a fun experience. I wish that they'd bring back like in the dark versions, like we had Jurassic Park in the dark and they would just play Welcome to the Jungle as soon as you got up to the lift hill, which was freaking awesome. But still, nonetheless, riding Jurassic World at night is a whole lot of fun. And then of course right across the way is Revenge of the Mummy, which is another, I guess you could say, scary attraction that fits with the theme of Horror Nights, so why not ride that? They all typically have relatively low wait times. There are nights where they get busy just as the haunted houses do, but you want to take advantage of the different low wait times during HHN for the rides. And a couple rapid fire tips as we get to the end of the video. Bring obviously closed-toed shoes, comfortable shoes. You're going to be walking a whole lot. If there's a specific haunted house that you definitely want to see, whether it be the weekend, whether it be Scarecrow, then make that a priority. Make it to where you are the first one in line for that haunted house, because I'm telling you guys right now, all of the houses will have a very, very long wait this year. So if you have a specific one that you're worried about that you're going to miss out on your one night that you may attend the event, then prioritize that one and go to that one first over all the other ones, even if it's not an early entry haunted house. Another tip that I like to do, I guess it's not really a tip, but it's just something fun that I like to do, is I like to ride the Terror Tram during the daytime and then ride it again later on when it's nighttime. I think it's just cool to see the different aspects of the Terror Tram in that sense. So like I'll ride Terror Tram at 6:30 when it's still daylight outside, and then ride it again like at 11 o'clock at night. I think that's always a fun thing to do. But like I said in the beginning of the video, if you guys have any personal tips and tricks or just little secrets that you know about Horror Nights, let us know down below in the comments section so we can all spread a little bit of survival guide fun to everybody. And if you're excited for Halloween Horror Nights this year, make sure to drop a like on this video, especially if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new here with those bell notifications on. As for today's video, my name is Scott and you've been watching Exploring Attractions. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.